What we know about the Funimation Crunchyroll merger from the Anime News Network editorial team. Hopefully, it's better than all the Damon Mills coverage. With Funimation's anime content heading to Crunchyroll, fans have raised many questions about about how the transition will be handled from a consumer perspective. After speaking with representatives of Crunchyroll and Funimation, here's everything we know right now. Which Funimation titles will be on Crunchyroll? According to Crunchyroll spokesman, sorry, I didn't mean to misgender or non-gender the spokesman. According to a Crunchyroll spokesman, the overwhelming majority of titles will make it to Crunchyroll eventually. Funimation will continue to stream new episodes of existing Winter 2022 series, but all new series will be streaming on Crunchyroll, including all new titles within the spring anime season. Crunchyroll posted a list of all titles heading over to its service, which includes titles with English subtitles and English dubs. This list will continue to be updated as time passes. For those who are already subscribed to Funimation, is there any way to get a refund or transfer the remaining time on their subscription to their Crunchyroll account? Accounts for Funimation and Crunchyroll currently remain separate, but as this help page outlines, Funimation users who don't currently have a paid Crunchyroll subscription will get a free 60-day trial of Crunchyroll Premium. This offer has been sent directly to eligible Funimation users via email. For those who already have a paid Crunchyroll subscription and want to transfer their time from their Funimation account, a Crunchyroll spokesman advised that they contact the customer service team directly for support. Some users have reported that they have successfully managed to get their time transferred this way. Can we expect Crunchyroll streaming apps to be rolled out for other platforms that previously hosted Funimation's app? The spokesman said that the company is currently, quote, evaluating which legacy Funimation platforms make sense to explore. The Crunchyroll app is currently available on over 15 platforms. Most recently, a Nintendo Switch app launched in February. Will Crunchyroll incorporate closed caption subtitles for their dubbed anime as Funimation streams have done in the past? The spokesman confirmed that closed caption support is one of the team's priorities. They also elaborated that Crunchyroll plans to, quote, enhance the video player experiences within the Crunchyroll apps to have the features and functionality of all brands, while also considering changes to the user experience on the platform. Will Crunchyroll upload the home video versions of catalog shows for streaming, as Funimation streams have done for some titles in the past? The spokesman said that the titles will be evaluated on a case-by-case basis, either for possible home video launches or for streaming.
That's
will language? What's up?
That was an important question. We discussed that last podcast.
Right. I think by evaluation, they're talking about the new shows that Funimation gets, instead of like, we're going to go through the backlog of, oh, we have that obscure show that's never gotten a physical release over here.
The way I understood what I just heard was they will do a case-by-case decision on whether or not to port the Blu-ray versions over, because probably Crunchyroll has the TV versions, and not all TV versions are really that different than the Blu-ray version, right? So they don't need to put Blu-ray versions of every anime only on.
They should. Otherwise, an interesting side effect of this would be, and it probably isn't going to happen, but it'd be great if more people started collecting to get around the fact that Crunchyroll wouldn't put all the Blu-ray quality. By the way, for anybody who's new to this concept, when anime is animated in Japan, they rush it out for the TV broadcast, and they have a polished version that gets made for the Blu-rays. Sometimes it's a major improvement, sometimes it's a minor improvement, but it's definitely noticeable in shows like Berserk 2016, which is 50% less ass in the Blu-ray version versus 100% ass like the broadcast version. And some shows, all you get is, for example, in like Madoka Magica, I think like there's twice as many stuffed animals on the girl's bed. Stuff like that.
And in Monster Musume's case, you have the nipple layer enabled.
The sunlight layer disabled.
So, but as I said, they're going to be evaluated on a case by case basis, either for possible home video launches or for streaming. Well, I'm sorry. Hold on. Will Crunchyroll upload the home video versions of catalog? Do they mean like the home video launch is going to like Blu-ray plus DVD, like Blu-ray digital combo?
They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah. So does this mean that
they're saying once the Blu-ray version is out, then they'll upload the Blu-ray, home video stream.
okay?
I
Hopefully.
think that's what they're trying to say.
Will language audio options be embedded into the videos themselves instead of having to choose them from a drop-down bar on the show's homepage? The spokesman confirmed that, like with closed caption subtitles, the team is actively working on providing a unified sub and dub experience on our players, and asked users to wait for future updates on Crunchyroll. Will the Funimation brand continue to be used for home video or other contexts? A Funimation spokesman told ANN that although the Funimation service will continue with no current end date, home video will eventually move to the Crunchyroll brand internationally and domestically.
Keep that in mind, eventually.
Eventually meaning like next week.
Yeah.
With the exception, so this means that when the final part of Attack on Titan comes out, and I get that fucking shit in my collection, it's going to go Funimation, Crunchyroll. God damn it.
To be fair, oh god, I was about to deny what you said. I was about to deny what you said, but then I realized, wait, no, part 2 has the art box, so you're right.
Yeah.
Well, not just that, but we're hoping and suspecting that there's going to be either a part 3 or a movie to conclude the final part, because they'd have to rush it too much to get the story from the manga told in a satisfactory way.
You're assuming that, but you know what else they could do? They could put out a complete Crunchyroll box, and then you could buy it all again with the Crunchyroll logo on it.
You mean like a?
Don't think I won't.
How many discs was that? 12 discs or more?
We'll see.
Yeah, I doubt it.
It's gonna have an enormous digipack that folds out, and it's just like the first disc is the colossal Titan's head, and the bottom disc is his toes.
It's gonna be like the back side of it is like a pinup of the colossal, like the colossal Titan on the one side, and you take all the discs out, and it's like a pinup of the female Titan.
All I'm hearing are good ideas.
Even the toes, really?
Well, so they said here, with the exception of Germany and France, where home video will continue to be released under the Kaze brand, Funimation's Europe streaming equivalent, Wakanim, will also be replaced by the Crunchyroll brand. Will the Crunchyroll Originals line continue under the consolidated service? So they're asking, will there be more High Guardian Spies? Although the Crunchyroll spokesman did not address the future of the Crunchyroll Originals brand specifically, they stated that the company will continue to invest in co-production and asked fans to stay tuned for more news on those titles. I mean, fucking Funimation had their own co-production, so I think that obviously they're still gonna be doing it. It is our understanding that the pipeline for producing subtitle translations will also shift to Crunchyroll. Funimation subtitlers were known to be paid at higher rates than Crunchyroll subtitles. Called out! So will the rates for subtitle translation contractors reflect Crunchyroll's existing standards? The Crunchyroll spokesperson claimed, quote, as the companies have come together, we're assessing translation, editorial, and production across both brands and in all languages and regions.
That,
and have
established best everything. Practices. We're assessing the options.
I hate this term. And have established best practices for compensation that are aligned competitively. So effectively, we're going to hire some savant in China who speaks all the languages kind of sort of good, and he'll do all of it. That are aligned competitively. We don't discuss...
At least they won't insert Gamergate shit.
Well, that's in the subtitling.
Maybe.
There should be I hope the last question is, will you finally fire Jamie Markey? Right?
Well, Funimation was fucking with the subtitles too, right?
Yeah. They translated Lolicon as pedophile, which isn't
Big
necessarily...
Brother.
Yeah, which isn't necessarily a completely wrong translation, because the Japanese do use the term lolicon to mean pedophile, but the context of it being used in Hensuki, I think that lolicon and pedophile, they aren't interchangeable in that particular exchange. Because lolly enthusiasts aren't necessarily wanting to fuck them kind of thing. I haven't watched all of Hensuki. That could be the case there. I don't know. Just saying that in that particular situation, it was probably an unwise move not to just use the term people already knew. But then again, Then again, somebody was probably thinking, fuck, if we use the term lolicon and people don't know it, and then they Google search it on their phone to find out what it is, and then the FBI show up at their house, right? Like,
Wow.
somebody really overthought that. No. So we've established best practices for compensation that have aligned competitively. We don't discuss compensation specifics for our full-time staff or contractors. A translator who worked on Funimation simulcast subtitles told ANN anonymously that they were informed 2 days before Christmas that they would no longer receive work from the company. Ooh.
They weren't fired though.
I can't wait to watch that. Tomorrow, I'm working alone. I'm just going to listen to the podcast all fucking day.
There's still subtitlelists.
Dude, you won't finish last podcast within your whole workday.
I already finished all of last podcast and timestamped the whole thing. The call came 2 months after their rates were raised while the translator was doing pre-production work on winter 2022 simulcasts. What is the company's content policy, especially for age-restricted content? Some viewers are worried that certain titles with risque/sexual content will either be removed from the service without warning or not licensed in the future. The Crunchyroll spokesman stated, quote, "Our team works diligently to curate the Crunchyroll library with an assortment of content to suit our community's varying tastes, and highlighted that the service offers mature gated content for users over 18 years of age." That sounds like a non-answer.
Of course.
What will happen?
These are.
What will happen to overlapping jobs between two existing services? Will there be layoffs? That's the most retarded question. Fuck yes. The spokesman neither confirmed nor denied that there were layoffs, but assured
Okay,
that
so that means yes.
the
Yes,
expertise
that's exactly what that
across
means.
both brands will stay intact. Crunchyroll is currently recruiting more than 100 positions worldwide.
Guys, don't worry. No one's getting fired.
I Crunchyroll.
They can.
Okay.